we evolve, because it's what we can do. It's what we should do. Today, tomorrow, forever.
Does anyone here know what mindfulness is? I know it sounds like a big word, and spelled out it actually is, but really mindfulness is so simple. Mindfulness is about being in the present, being aware of you, your words, your actions, your motive and intent, and what you're putting out into the world. Mindfulness has been a big buzzword, and right now it's almost singularly tied to meditation. And while meditation is great for so many things, and I believe in it and I practice it, there's a bit more to mindfulness. It's really about you. Okay? Does anybody understand that? What you means to the world. Mindfulness is about you being your best self every day of your life, understanding you, who you are, what you're doing, okay, what you're saying, how those words are actually affecting the people around you, how they affect your community, how your actions can actually change the world. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody out there believe that they can change the world by themselves, together? Can we do it all together? I've been practicing mindfulness for quite a long time. A long time ago, somebody asked me what the meaning of life was. And I had to think about that question, because it's a big question, what's the meaning of life? And I realized that the meaning of life was to evolve, and to evolve within oneself. So I actually wrote a book called Universe 101, Learn, Grow, Evolve, because I teach people what it means to evolve within oneself. What would the world look like today if no one ever argued? What if we could all settle our differences with pleasant words and calm conversation? Looks good to me. What if we all understood the full value of kindness, respect, or fairness? What would the world look like? I want to be a part of that. Agreeing on something can be a beautiful thing. So let's talk about mindfulness for a moment. I spoke about being present, being in your present, being aware of your words, your actions, your motive and intent. So we have a lot of youngsters in the audience today. A lot of students, yes? Yay! What would you say if I talked to you about your grades, okay? And you decided not to study tonight because when you have a test tomorrow. So you decide you don't want to study, okay? Who wants to study? It's hard, right? It's boring. You don't get to hang out with your friends. But what if you understood mindfulness and understood that if you don't study tonight, you may not pass that test tomorrow. Or you may pass that test with a C as opposed to an A. Now, not passing that test affects you, right? But I can tell you, when I was growing up, the better grades I made, the happier my parents were with me. And the worst grades I made, let's just say they weren't that happy. And I don't know about you, but one of my punishments was I actually didn't get to see my friends. So in practicing mindfulness, I would know that me studying tonight would affect my grade, me not studying would affect my grade, and therefore it would affect my parents and also affect my friends. That's mindfulness. Let's talk about communication. We all have disagreements, correct? We all disagree with our parents, our siblings, our children, our coworkers, our friends, because we all have our own opinions, right? So let's say in practicing mindfulness that you actually, while you're disagreeing with somebody, can check yourself and see how heated the conversation's getting. And if you understand that it's getting too heated, you actually call a timeout. Respectfully, of course, because maybe calling a timeout on somebody might make them a little more heated, right? So you call a timeout, you pull back, you take 5, and you check within yourself, what's going on? What's going on in the conversation? Why are you getting heated? Why is the other person getting heated? Is this conversation benefiting you? Is it benefiting them? Are you clear in your communication? Do they just want to win? Okay, ask yourself all those questions. And then go back to the conversation when you're more level-headed, when there's no emotion going on. That's mindfulness, okay? So I've talked a lot about mindfulness and what it is, and I'm going to do a little demonstration. So I would like some volunteers, 4 volunteers I think I have. Here they come. So there's a way to start practicing mindfulness, and how you start is you actually stop. Yes, I said stop. Come on up. You stop yourself from whatever it is that you're doing, okay? And I want you all to do this with me, and I have these 4 beautiful young women up here to help me. So what you're going to do is, and everybody do it with me, you're going to take a deep breath inside. Well, first, let's shake it off. Just shake it off for a minute. Shake it off. Just get it all out for a minute. Okay, good job. And now you're going to take a deep breath, and you're going to breathe in through your nose. Deep breath in. And then you're going to exhale through your mouth. And deep breath in. And breathe out through your mouth. And deep breath in. And out. And one more. Deep breath in. And out. Good job. Thank you, ladies. You can go now. So what that does, that breathing, you know, if any of you meditate, you start with, you know, your breathing, you're sitting in your lotus position and or not. And what that does is it starts relieving the cortisol in your body, any stress that's going on, any anxiety, because it's not good to live in stress or anxiety, right? We make bad decisions when we're in stress and anxiety, okay? They're not always the best decisions for us and or the people that we're around. And remember, we talked about mindfulness it's being aware that things that are going on aren't just affecting you. They're affecting you, anybody in your immediate vicinity, your community. Don't your actions affect your community? And doesn't that community affect the world? So that's how we're going to change the world, is by mindfulness, is by being aware of our words. I'm going to come up to you and I'm going to be kind to you, you know, and then you're going to turn around and maybe be kind to him, and so on and so forth. But if I come up to you and I'm not so nice, it might put you in a bad mood for the rest of the day. And I've just affected you just by whatever words or whatever actions. If I was a little too rough in my, you know, actions, my presence, you know, you might get defensive. And then you approach her and you're defensive, and now she's defensive, and we have a whole chain going on. So that's mindfulness. Mindfulness is being aware of you, your words, your actions, your motive and intent. Motive and intent turns into words and actions, doesn't it? Right? It does. So that's mindfulness. We were put here to evolve, okay? And to evolve into our best self every day for the rest of our life. And if we can have that in our mind every day for the rest of our life, how am I going to evolve today? How am I affecting my community? How am I affecting my world? Then we can change the world. And we can change the world into a place of beautiful friendships, of great love, of blissful happiness. Okay? So, that's my speech. Thank you very much. All of you young people in the audience, you allowed me to come here today and speak to you. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. All of you older folks here, it is beautiful to turn into something beautiful. And it's never, never, never too late to start. So thank you very much for being here, for listening to me. Have a great day.